Dodgers through 2 games versus the Mets. The first game we lost 4-3, a nail-biter that went all the way to the 10th inning. We inevitably lost. Slow offensive production and Tanner Scott selling us in his first 6 pitches, which led the New York Mets to take a 4-2 lead. We got back with 4-3 with a sacrifice fly from Shohei, but alas, we lost. Now, let's just move on. That was the lineup for yesterday's game. Ohtani, Betts, Freeman, the staple big 3, back in action. Mookie Betts, after a couple of days, is back from injury after he fractured the tip of his 4th toe, the ring toe. I hope he's doing better. It's probably safe to assume that it was a minor fracture, although it's going to be lingering for probably the duration of the series, probably bleeding into the playoff season or playoff series. It would be the Dodgers' best interest to be the number 1 team or a top 2 team in the NL win-loss wise, so that we have that week off, so that our players can recover, because we're gonna need it all the way until the end of the season. That is a fact. We needed that break last year, and we're definitely gonna need it this year with 15 IL injuries. And obviously some position players experiencing some injuries. Mookie Betts with a minor fracture, but still a fracture nonetheless. And Kim Il-sung actually fouled a ball on his lower part of his shin. Ouchie. Dave Roberts stated that he's fine, though it looked like he was in pain for the next couple at bats. But he is doing well from Dave Roberts. He is not starting today. Dodger news before we get into today's lineup. Kopi back on the mound. He just threw a live BP Sessionis. Kopi, a high leverage relief arm for us, is back. He's probably not going to be pitching for the next, 3 to 4 days. And he might come back in 2 games if I had to guess at the earliest. But Kopi is back. Yesterday's game was also a nail-biter, going to the 10th. It's another one of those days. A staple big 3, Ohtani, Betts, Freeman. Deos got at 4, Smith at 5, Muncy at 6, Bajes at 7, Conforto at 8, and Kim Il-sung at 9 with Kershaw on the mound. That was yesterday's game. Another nail-biter. Yates, too, is coming back. Yes, DeAndre, you are correct. Yates is also rehabbing from a hamstring injury. Exciting stuff. Betts went 2 for 5, came back, having a 1-out single to start the game off. And right after that, Freddie Klatchman does what he does. A top 3 player in the league, and if not in the league, definitely in the NL. Does his Coopertown-esque things every night, I swear. On a liner, puts it in the corner. Thank you, Juan Soto, for jogging. Mookie, with a fractured toe, rounds the bases and cometh thee home. Freddie, RBI trippus. Bravo! And ties it 1-1. And in the same inning, get another man in scoring position with 2 outs, one on second. Maxway Muncy, a man who could not see for 2 months. And since April 30th, Max Muncy, after putting on those glasses, those prescription glasses, he's playing like an all-star. Though his defense needs work, and he knows that, so I don't gotta say it. Max Power home run that we all know and love. Maxway, a 2-run blast to put the Dodgers on top. Or they were already on top, but to extend the lead 4-1. Isamos! Maxway Muncy is doing max power things. I want to say he's back. I really do. But then after a Muncy error, Kershaw leaving a slider middle, and then Kershaw not really hustling to first base, inevitably, New York came back and took the lead 5-4 all the way until the 9th. Game on the line, no outs, nobody on. Max Muncy leading off the inning. Again. Max Power, Mad Max Muncy. His 2nd of the night. Yeah! A moonshot! It is gone! Ties the game with the game on the line. 5-5. And do you know what's kind of funny? There were Mets fans in comment sections that were saying, oh, but we have injured pitchers. What did you just say? Do you know who you're versing right now? You have injured pitchers? Oh, that's so funny. Huh? You want to talk about injured pitchers? Never bring that up. Yeah, you can say that to a team that has a full-on pitching staff that has barely, if not any injuries on that staff. But you talking about Mets pitching injuries to the Dodgers? Yeah, never say that again. Never! Max ties it with a no doubt, a moonshot, and a nice little bat flip from Maxley. We're in the 10th. 2 on, 1 out. Freddie Freeman again. Doing Cooperstown's things. He will be in the Hall of Fame with a Dodgers jersey, and he will have his Statue of Liberty pose as a statue in front of Dodger Stadium. Mark my words. Freddie Freeman proves time in and time out that he is that guy.
First pitch, Freeman lifts one the other way. Back goes Nimmo, still back.
And ends it with a double that got over Nimmo. Nimmo could not locate. And the Dodgers win 6-5 in extras for the second night in a row. Send the boys in blue to Atlanta for the All-Star game. The headliner, the Dodgers. These are the 9 potential All-Stars you'll see in ATL for the All-Star game. Shohei Ohtani, Andy Pages, Teoscar, Will, Max, Freddie, Tommy, Mookie. All make sense. You know why I skipped over one guy? Doyes. What is this guy doing here? What is Mikhail doing as one of the 9 players that could potentially be an all-star? Who in the right mind put him on the ballot? I've never seen somebody with a 167 batting average as a potential all-star. He has negative F4. He has below league average batting average, 3 home runs, 9 RBIs, and he's played the entire season. Something is amiss, and Michael Conforto sticks out like a sore thumb. It would be very interesting if you sent him to ATL as an all-star. I'm going to watch this game right now at 7:10 p.m. PST. That's about to start, so I'm going to get to that, and I'll get back with a post-game videos. Let's go Dodgers. Dodgers lose... Probably. I'm recording this before the game end. Yeah, our offense literally went scoreless against Castillos, and then Dave Roberts, instead of Jack Dreyer, puts Ryan Lotus on the mound. He started his outing with a hit by pitch, a walk, and then a 3-run home run. And after nearly 30 pitches, he finally ends the inning. But we're down 6-0, and we're probably going to put Kike on the mound or somebody like Rojas on the mound to end the game. Because as soon as Ryan Lotus was on the mound, I think Dave gave up. He basically was like, if he gets scoreless, cool. If they get more runs, whatever. Either way, I don't think he cared of the outcome and essentially conceded by putting Ryan Lotus on the mound instead of Jack Dreyer. I hate 4-game series because they can go 3 kinds of ways. We're either going to win 3 out of 4, sweep, that's one thing. We're going to tie the series, or we're going to have an embarrassing loss to the series. So we're going for a tie series. Not even the Mets, not even the Dodgers want to go for a tied series. Even though the Mets are probably going to win today, I can guarantee you if the Mets lose tomorrow, the fans are going to be annoyed. Tying the series is annoying both sides of the fan bases. Not only are Dodger fans pissed, but the Mets fans are like, what? We all hate 4-game series. Nobody likes 4-game series, bro. Just take a day off. Keep it a 3-game series. But that's really all today. There was no offensive production.
Wow. Drilled to left center field. Andy Pages finds the seats. And gets the Dodgers on the board. His 3rd hit of the ball game and his 12th bomb of the year.
Tony Gonsolin, he only allowed 3 runs. 2 of the runs were not his fault. An error by Kike, putting Brendan Nimmo on first, driving in Francisco. It's 1-0. Nimmo on second, and then Pete Alonso 2-run home run puts them up 3-0. And basically, that's all she wrote. For nearly the duration of the game, the Mets didn't score and the Dodgers didn't score. Then you put Ryan Lotus on the mound, and like I said before, that was basically probably Pete Alonso was thinking, oh, we got this in the bag. I think Dave Roberts gave up by putting this man on the mound. If I was Pete Alonso, that's what I would be thinking. We lose the game. More than likely, we're going to lose. Hopefully, this is reverse psychology and we somehow come back in the 9th. Because it's been done before. The Dodgers, on multiple occasions, have scored 6+ runs in one inning, stemming from last year and this year. But let's go for the tie series, I guess. That's not going to be fun to watch. It's a 1:10 p.m. game in almost summer in LA, so it's going to be a scorcher, and we're going for a series tie. I really want the Dodgers to be on a 3-game, 4-game, 5-game winning streak after today. That would be really nice. Now let's go Dodgers. Dodgers win on a comeback win. I believe the 21st of the season. Game we were trailing behind for the better part of 8 innings. Here's the lineup for the day. Ohtani, Betts, Smith, Teoscar, Baez, Tommy, Kike, Conforto, Rojas, and Knack on the mound. Freddie Freeman took the day off today, but he did come in later into the game. We'll talk about that later on. Here's today's stats for Landon Knack. Kind of disappointing. 3 1/3 innings pitched, 4 hits, 4 earned runs, 5 walks, 85 pitches. Not really good start for him after he did have 2 good starts the last 2 starts. That kind of sounded dumb, but you know what I mean. Out of 4 of the earned runs, 3 came by way of home run. But enough of that. Let's get to this Dodger comeback win. Like I said, 4 earned runs on Landon Knack. The Mets had an early 4-0 lead, but that began to change. The Dodgers had offensive production today, unlike yesterday. Mookie starts it off with an RBI double all the way to the back of the wall.
That is whacked to center
I thought that was a
field.
home run.
Sprints back on it, over his head, and the Dodgers are
Mind you, that is a very good center fielder.
Robinson to score on a
And went
ringing
over him.
double from Mookie
That was a
Betts.
really good hit by Mookie. Put the Dodgers on the board 4-1. And then right after, Will Smith with the best batting average with runners in scoring position. Will doing Will things.
Here he
Does it
comes.
again.
Smith
Hits it to
grounds
left
one to
field.
left side of
Brings
the
home our guy.
4-2 game.
Shohei.
Ohtani scores.
Puts Mookie on third.
4
Puts himself on
consecutive
first.
base runners for the Dodgers.
And another RBI for Will. And then right after, Teoscar, an RBI on a fielder's choice.
Old Demon starting
A single
to themselves
for him.
here, though. It's a bouncing ball to second. On to second one. Acuna
Makes it
scored
there in
first
time.
late, and a run comes to the back
Mookie
door,
comes
making
in,
it
it's
4-3
4-3.
game.
And after that, it was pretty stagnant for a long bit of the game. But before we get back to the offense, Will is the best catcher in the NL. And some might argue he's the best in the league, biased or not. 2 on, both in scoring position. Urena gets a strikeout, and then Will, right after, does this insane play.
Another 2-2. Got him this time. Down to third.
And he gets Marte at third.
Will Smith
What a
picks off
throw, what a
Starling
tag.
Marte.
Oh my gosh.
Boy, this game has been
Wow.
teetering right there on the Mets, breaking it open several times, but the Dodgers just will not let them loose.
Migiro, amazing defense today. Pete Alonso brings in another guy. Mookie's up at bat. He gets walked by one of the best relievers in the league. He has a perfect day. He gets on for the 4th time. Will Smith up at bat once more. Like I said before, Will doing Will things.
The Dodgers are down by 2.
Tying run up there. Will Smith.
Gets a pitch he likes,
Yanks one
hits it
down
to
the
left
line,
field,
makes a
and it
fat
rolls
one
along the
from
wall.
corner.
Mookie from first
Betts is giving
rounds the
away.
bases
They'll
and
score easily.
comes all the
Smith
way
with a
home.
double. It's a 1-run game.
An RBI
Another
double
hit
for Will.
Smith. Ball slightly
His
up,
second
had good
RBI
action, but it
of
was above the
the
knee,
day
and he got it in the air
of the
down the
game.
line. The way that thing caromed around in the corner, Mookie Betts was going to score
Mookie.
easy.
So Will Smith is knocked in
Wheel.
to the 4 runs, and now stands in center.
After a flyout from Teoscar, he flies out to center field. Will advances to third. Then Baez is up at bat. He's down 0-2. Will on third, 1 out, a chance. And the weirdest play, probably, I don't know, maybe of the season?
The 0-2.
Baez just gets a piece of that.
Smith is headed home.
And just,
Crossing the dirt.
what is going on?
And he's safe.
Ho,
Again,
ho, ho.
baseball. Tie game of baseball.
We tied the game. Will Smith comes home with 2 out, 1 on. Freddie Freeman gets a pinch hit. Like I said previous, he came in later into the game. But the Mets immediately walk him. They put him on first. Baez moves to second. Finally, at last, with 2 on, 1 in scoring position. Michael Conforto against his former team does this.
In these situations, and boy, would he love to do it against his old team.
On the first pitch, gets a pitch he likes, hits it to left center field.
Conforto, sweet release. Dodgers
Bajes come in.
Lead, and it's Michael Conforto that's delivered.
And Mikhail delivers.
An RBI to take the lead. Here's the dugout's reaction to Michael Conforto's RBI. Everyone. Let's go! Was this cameraman literally right next to the speaker? Oh my God. We go to the top of the 9th. A chance to save the game. Tanner Scott back on the mound, and after making some adjustments, he's looking better than he has this entire season. Tanner a chance.
Scott's payoff pitch.
Swing and a miss, strikeout on a slider.
1 down in the 9th.
Here's his 0-2.
Against Beatty. Another strikeout, back-to-back doors.
And he's an out away.
1-2.
One more out.
And Alvarez,
But Alvarez gets a single
left center, a base hit.
with Luis
On
Angel
first. Mets down to their
Acuna
last out.
up at
The
bat.
8th pitch
Tanner
from
Scott.
Scott to Acuna.
Pop.
Pop up.
Center field.
Right center field.
Bajes
Pajes.
calls it. Catches it. Game.
And the Dodgers in this homestand against the Yankees.
Tanner
and
Scott
the Mets.
gets a save.
Above
Dodgers
500.
win.
They salvage the split here against
Michael
the Mets.
Conforto
and
with
they
the
go
go-ahead
4-3
RBI
on
to win the
stand.
game. What an exciting game. Yesterday I said this game probably won't be exciting because of the weather and the fact that we're aiming to tie the series. But my God, was I wrong. It was an exciting game. The Dodgers came back from a 4-0 deficit and even down 5-3 come back against one of the best relievers in the league. Dodgers win 6-5. We go to St. Louis against the Cardinals. Let's go, Dodgers.